All right. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. My name's Eric, and today I've got another deck tech for you. We're going to be running Temur Dinosaurs tonight. As always, if you like the deck, give it a thumbs up so more people can see the deck. And if you like the channel in general, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Be happy to have you as part of the community. So, of course, this is the deck tech, but we do have the live gameplay coming up. Stop in and visit if you want, or just check the replay later. Alright, so let's talk about the deck. Yeah, it is a Temur deck, but you won't find any energy in this one. Now, if you want to see the new Temur Energy or Temur Monsters, that's a completely deck altogether, and it is still doing well, but I'll cover that in a later video. Today we've got Dinosaurs, and not necessarily the traditional ramp that has been used in Dinosaurs. A lot of times you see the Dinosaurs cost one less, and here we're actually using, Thunder Herd Migration and Drover of the Mighty. More of your dorks and actual traditional ramp, just not the Dinosaurs cost less effect that we're used to. Okay, so let's talk about the deck. Yes, it's Temur, tons of basics. We don't have a tune anymore. 4 Botanical Sanctums, 3 Rootbound Crags, 4 Sheltered Thicket, and 3 Spire Bluff Canal. Now, I'm not 100% sure that that's the absolute best land base, but it's what was used in the deck that top 8'd in SCG this weekend. So SCGDallas brought us a lot of decks, and of course this is one of them. 3 Commune with Dinosaurs, 3 Reckless Rage, 4 Drover of the Mighty, and 4 Thunder Herd Migration, along with 4 Sweltering Suns. What? Sweltering Suns, main board, that's right. Okay, so with all of the aggro that's out there, you could run a huge package of ways to remove them one at a time, or you could just run some really big creatures and wipe the board and not really care about it. And that's kind of what's going on here. We've got 4 copies of Ripjaw Raptor, and then 2 copies of Rekindling Phoenix. This thing doesn't care about a board wipe at all. It'll go ahead, it'll swing in, wipe the board, you get your token. Granted, when you're killing it once, it is a little bit easier for the opponent to go ahead and remove the token, but hey, it works, and one can eventually get back another if you did need to do that. Also, Ripjaw Raptor, just terrific 4-drop, and you can get this down on 3. It really builds towards that mid-game Galta. The same can be said with the 4 copies of Regisaur Alpha. Just an absolute must. This coming down a turn early is ridiculous. If you get your Thunder Herd Migration, you get to have this beautiful curve of Ripjaw on 3, Regisaur on 4, and Carnage Tyrant on 5. Man, that's a huge curve, and that's a lot for the opponent to deal with. I really like that. But one of the main reasons for this deck to be blue or Temur instead of just red-green main board is for Nissa Steward of Elements. Sometimes you just really need that scry, and once you really get her up there, and because you got a lot of ramp, she comes down, and a lot of times you just player, ultimate, move on with the game, get on to the next game. And that's going to happen more often than you think. In one of my rounds of testing, I actually got to ultimate her, had a Galta in my hand, and that removed 10. So I just played her ultimate. I mean, we were very late game, but hey, things happen. Now, 4 copies of Galta. A lot of the lists that we've run did not have 4 whole copies of Galta, and that's here. This deck is 100% planning to slam a Galta and get in there for that damage. Alright, so that's the main board. Let's take a look at the sideboard here. Another copy, or sorry, the only copy of Magma Spray in this deck. Silent Gravestone, because a lot of people are really liking this one. 1 mana. It's not necessarily a Grafdigger's Cage, but you got some extra abilities here. And remember, you pay that 4 mana at instant speed to get rid of all cards in all graveyards, exile them, and you get to draw a card. So, hey, that's a pretty good effect. I like drawing a card, and a lot of times we'll pay 4 mana to draw a card, much less be able to exile the entire graveyard. So, it does give you that ability, and you get that card draw. I kind of like it, and against all the Scarab God decks, this is one of those you just kind of need to use. Now, I will say that I don't think this gets around God Pharaoh's Gift, because I don't think you're actually targeting a card, but that's for a whole nother story. Now, we do have 3 copies of Negate and 2 copies of Abrade. Now, those will deal with God Pharaoh's Gift and Refurbish and the Gate and a whole lot of other things. Admiral's Orders, 2 copies here, and I'm a little curious about this card. Is it really worth it? Can you get this off for 1 mana, and is it worth it to be casting it at that time? The rest of the time, this kind of works as a cancel, and I just kind of think that maybe Disallow might be better here, but he used Admiral Orders in the deck, and that's what we're going to run with. And then 2 copies of Deathgorge Scavenger, and then 2 Brashing Brontodons. I like Brashing Brontodon. I think this card's going to go far, and Naturalize on a Stick doesn't sound bad to me. But that's the deck, guys. If you want to watch some gameplay, remember, that is coming up. We're going to have a lot of fun. You can come join us. You can have a lot of fun. Either way, we'll see you next time here on Sideboard MTG.